You need to know these 3 things before starting a marketing agency. Hey guys, this is Adele. Sorry I haven't made a video in a long time, but I'm going to be coming back with weekly videos. I've been working a lot on my marketing agency recently, so these are 3 helpful tips to get started and tips I knew before I did get started. Tip number 1, you need to focus on a certain niche. When I say you need to focus on a certain niche, don't take every single job opportunity that comes to you. Let's say if you work with gyms, don't start working with e-commerce brands. It's good to focus on one niche so you know exactly what the business owner needs and you are kind of knowledgeable in that state or working with that certain field. I started this in the beginning where I would jump around and take whatever offers coming to me, and you just kind of need to focus on one field because you'll progress a lot further for your client and get them better results. For me, I knew exactly what I needed to get them. Let's say, for example, get them leads, make them a VSL, make them a funnel page, emails, all that sort of stuff. For me, it was like the same thing. It's like a different business, but you're still putting in the same system for every single business. But I think it's a better idea when you focus in on like 1 or 2 industries rather than having every single industry. Another tip is you should have some prior knowledge before starting a marketing agency. Let's just say you ran an e-commerce business or you had a business before that. You need to have some sort of business idea before you just go ahead and start a marketing agency. You need to put your feet in your client's shoes because let's just say as a business owner, you need to kind of relate to them in that sort of way. And for example, let's say you had a dropshipping business or an e-commerce business beforehand. You'll have the skills to run ads, create landing pages, create email campaigns, do SMS campaigns, the whole 9. So with having that prior knowledge, it'll make it a lot more easier for you to run a marketing agency because you'll have that prior knowledge from e-commerce. And I believe owning an e-commerce business, you'll learn so many different skills and that way you can offer and service them. One thing I focused on when I created an e-commerce business was I knew that I was good at advertising and media buying. So that's what I focused on for my clients. But obviously, I'm not bad at web designing, creating landing pages, but now I have people on my team that are completely focused on that. Instead of me doing everything, I have people in place that are experts in their field. So rather than me, being the designer, the coder, the marketer, I have people in my team that focus on those certain things. So that's another tip that I would give you is to focus on what you're good at and then bring in people around you that are good at other things. Another tip is to make sure you're always communicating with your client. Obviously not over communicating, but make sure that they know what you're doing for their business. If you, let's say, sign them up and then, on an onboarding call and then 2 weeks go past, you're doing the work, but you're not communicating with them, that's a red flag because they want to know what you're doing because you're kind of, you're almost like a business partner with them in a way. You're invested with them, right? So you're trying to grow their business, so they need to know what you're doing for their business and how you're moving along and what you're doing. Because let's say if you're a business owner and you're hiring an advertising agency and they're not even communicating with you, they communicate with you once a month, send you a summary, and then give you an invoice. That's not a that kind of comes along as like a schemy way. It's not so clean. So I would always say to communicate with your clients, at least check up every week and see, what objectives that you've completed, what you need to start doing differently. Let's say, if I'm working with a client and they say, hey, let's push on this service and let loose a little bit on another service. Then we'll do that. Let's say if they have a problem within their business, they're not offering something anymore. You need to know those types of things that way because you kind of have their business in your hands and you need to know what they're having and what they're offering and that sort of stuff. If you guys want to see more types of videos on like what you need to start a marketing agency, so I recently rebranded my marketing agency. It's about a year ago now and it turned into a 6-figure business. If you guys want to know how I got my clients, how I was able to grow my agency, and how I was able to take on more clients and scale my business, leave a comment down below. If you guys want to see what kind of softwares I use to run my agency, also leave a comment down below. I'm still in the e-commerce business, agency business, so I have my hands in a lot of different businesses, but the agency business is a business I enjoy doing. just because, you know, you get to grow different types of businesses, learn about different types of businesses. So it's something as a business owner, it's really good to learn about these different types of businesses because you will know exactly how they run and what their system's like. Another thing that I do want to add to this is when AI came out and new technology comes out, you have to make sure you're the first you are the first person to tell your clients about it, because in that way they'll think like, oh, you know, this guy's paying attention, this guy's, you know, up to date with technology, and he's bringing me all this information. You know, they're always going to talk about you to their friends, to their other business owner friends, and talk about how highly about you. Like, oh hey, like Adele brought me, you know, talk to me about ChatGPT, it just came out, so we're using it for our business. Or hey, like there's this new automation system that we're using for our business to get our leads funneled into an SMS campaign and all that sort of stuff. Like, I make sure that any sort of information I know first about, let's say, new technology updates, website updates, AI updates, I make sure I always tell my clients about it first, because, you know, they get to use it for their business, and, you know, it works both hands. So it looks good on you, and of course it helps their business out. That's pretty much it, guys. If you guys want to see different types of videos about my agency, comment down below, and of course, guys, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with weekly videos, on informational videos on agency, e-commerce, whatever you guys want to see, and just stay tuned, and peace.